Alright, it is time for the slip-on. And this is going to take a little longer. I'm trying not to make the video too long. This also requires the T800 up map. So you have to flash the computer because it will throw check engine light and it might like limp mode, and it also just won't, it's not going to idle properly. It's going to run a little weird because you know you're allowing way more airflow and you're not getting enough fuel, so you have to reprogram the computer to allow for that. And also I have the sprint filter, but what I'm probably going to do is I'll do the whole install video and then I'll do a separate video showing how to do the up map and the sprint filter, and then once that's all done I'll be able to start it up, and then I'll also post a video just showing before and after how it sounds, because I did record a before video which you guys haven't heard yet, so you know what the stock system sounds like versus the new one. So I already opened the box. Everything's over here laid out and ready to go. These are the ones I went with. So they have a silver one. I like the black. I noticed too, some people, I don't know if they realize that this is like a plastic, this comes off, just a cover. Some people leave that on there. I don't know if they do it intentionally because they like it blue or what, but that does come off. So I will be pulling that, but it's nice. This is all titanium. I wish I was doing the full system, but you really don't need to on this bike. And also for the amount you pay to get the headers in titanium, it doesn't change the weight savings and the horsepower gains significantly enough to justify spending the extra amount of money that it costs to do it. But they give you these carbon fiber pieces that go like on here. They're gloss. I wish they were matte because I'm going to do all matte finishes on this bike, but it is what it is. It's underneath. It's not going to be that noticeable. And then yeah, sprint filter, the up map, and this is the plug that they give you with this. This plugs in under the seat. I'll show you all that when we do it. And then this is the hardware that it comes with. Brackets, springs, bolts, washers, these clips for the carbon pieces, all that good stuff. And then the directions. So I'm going to start doing this. I may do some time lapses, and anywhere where I find difficult or where you have to do something that maybe the directions don't show you, I will explain in further detail just to help people who are doing this. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, the other thing quickly is the DB killer, the baffles, I'm taking those out. I don't want them in there. And I'll show you when you do this, you have to, there's an option for with or without these. So if you take them out and you're doing this, make sure when you do it, you select the option for not having them based on your setup, because it does change the numbers a little bit when it's programming everything. And I believe, yeah, it's 2 Allens that pop those out. So I'm going to take those out and then make sure you program based on that. But all right, so like I said, I'm going to get started and I will check back in once I feel like I need to explain something. Okay, quick update. So they want you to loosen the header bolts all the way up here because it'll help you, drop this whole thing. They also tell the first step is to take these covers off. I don't think you even need to. Really what you need to do is this radiator cover, then there's the cover, the red fairing right here. That's to get to the cables for the servo motor, because you're going to unhook these. There is a plug. If you care about weight savings, you can remove this motor, and there's a dummy plug that you can order. Moto Million has them that plugs in down here to get rid of this motor. I may do that down the road. I don't need to right now, because I think if you take this out and don't plug anything into where it comes out, it throws a code. so you have to leave that in if you don't have the plug for it. But you do have to get to this to unhook these two cables that go to the servo. So that's just the radiator cover, the silver one. It's one screw on the inside. You can see the hole right here. And then there's one down here. And then that allows you to get to the two bolts right here that are on this. And then there's one on the top right corner that takes this off. Then really it's just springs and the mounting bolts on the actual muffler. So I am going to attempt taking it off without like, they want you to take this cover off. They want you to, you know, they get a little extensive with it. I understand why they're doing it. I've seen videos of people who don't do any of that and they're able to get it off. So I'm going to attempt doing it without loosening everything up here. And I will let you guys know if I run into any problems. So I'm going to start doing that right now. Okay, that was a little bit harder than I thought, probably because I didn't follow the directions. I was able to get it out without undoing any of, or loosening any of the header bolts, because that little bit of wiggle room you get with the upper header pipes helps slide the whole thing forward, because basically you have to come out of this hole, so you're dropping down on that side, but you have to come back on this side, so it needs to like you need you need to be able to essentially push that hole over there up a little bit to help you get that out, and then you can slide back. But these whatchamacallits, this one was very like stuck on there, and part of it was because of the angle that I was trying to pull it back at, so it made it a little harder. I had to use a piece of like wood with a rag and a hammer to kind of like softly like tap it back, and eventually I was able to get it. But that's pretty much it. You can do it. I don't know if like the time it took me to fight with it getting it out, if it would have been the same amount of time to just, you know, do it the right way. The other thing I forgot on this side, you have to remove the chain guard for the grease because it's in the way of the mounting bolt. But basically, this big heavy thing is no longer needed. So I took the cables off for the servo, but I put this back in because I don't have the plug for it. So it's these two nuts and then one up here. If you pull that out, leave it plugged in, and then you twist this, you twist it all the way forward, it'll loosen the cable so you can get that off, and then just pop that back in and tighten the nuts. And then you could go ahead and I left it off to show you, but you can go and throw this stuff back on. That's only coming off just so you can get to the cable connection. And then that's pretty much it. Now I'm going to start the reassembly of the new system and go from there. So I'll keep you posted. Just want to point something out real quick. I'm going to take these out, these DB killers, before I put this on because it's easier to get to. Also, I just noticed this and it freaked me out at first. I don't know if you could see that. Looks like a huge dent. It is not. It is meant to be there. It's for the kickstand. I looked it up and I called Moto Million because I wasn't sure. That is totally normal, so don't freak out if you see that. That's on the left side of the bike. So that's supposed to be like that. Just wanted to point that out. Alright, last thing before I mount these. They give you these clips, which I'm sure most people have seen. Those are to mount the carbon fiber. So there's two on here and two on the other side. And then there's two extra ones. I'm assuming these are going to be for these bolts, which are for the carbon fiber as well. There's 2 extra washers. But these, so one sec, before I do that, this is the factory mount for the right side. So they have you take these 2 bolts out and slide the new mount in. And then on the other side, there's this mount right here that isn't for a screw, it's just for like a pin on the top of the muffler that slides in. It's like just a rubber support. That is behind here. So you take these 2 bolts out and then you slide this new bracket in behind that to bolt those on. The directions that they give you are really not that great. Similar to the Akrapovic one that I did, kind of sucked. So that's where those 2 brackets go. And then there's a 3rd bracket, which you do not need, I don't think, and I've seen other people not use it, which goes like this. Some weird crap like that. You don't need that. And it would mount to these 2 holes. And I'll look at that again once I get it on there. But I don't think you really need that. And then they give you these. So you put this on the front, and then you slide this black and metal, this rubber and metal bushing through the back like that. So that sits like that, and then you get a bolt and a metal washer that slides through the front. And then there's 3 bolts and 2 nuts. So the 2 shorter bolts get the nuts. The longer bolt is going to thread into the factory mount from the old one, which is this hole right here. So there's no just the washer on this one. No nut. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to get that all mounted up. The other thing is, before I put this one on, I'm going to wipe this down really good with WD-40 and a microfiber rag. Same thing on this one, just because it's going to be harder to get to it, and then you can't really clean it, and you want to clean it really good before it heats for the first time. But I'm probably not going to start it in this video, because I'm going to do a separate video showing the flash and the filter, and then I'll start it up. So that's pretty much it. Also, forgot one thing. There's this little rubber thing they give you. It goes right here, so that the carbon fiber, like, it like rests against the carbon fiber. And that's pretty much it. These are what the DV killers look like when you take them out. So yeah, let me get this all mounted. And then springs, same locations as the old one. They give you new ones with new sleeves, and they have the little Termi logo on them. But yeah, let me get this mounted up. It is now completely on. Everything is torqued. I cleaned everything. Springs are on. I was mistaken before, 2 things. That bracket that I said I wasn't going to use is actually for the chain guard. Some people just don't put it on, but I don't want the chain grease getting all over this, so it's kind of nice to have it there. My only complaint is that they should offer this in black if you get the black system, because it covers this, and I don't know, it's just kind of dumb. Also, that dent that I was talking about earlier has nothing to do with the kickstand. It has to do with the rear suspension. Down here, this whole thing pivots when you hit bumps, so it's there to factor in any movement up and down with the suspension. But all in all, everything looks really good. Let's pull this sticker off. The fitment was pretty perfect. I think all in all, if you have the right tools, you can do this in, maybe 2 hours. If you don't fight with the whole taking off the old exhaust. Yeah, that looks sweet. But yeah, I think it looks awesome, and I'm really happy with it. So I won't show anything else in this video. I'm going to end it here, and then in the next one I will do the up map and the sprint filter. This is the best side right here, how it angles up. It looks so fucking good. Yeah, so I won't show any more. I'm not going to start it until I have all that stuff done. But I hope that this video helps anyone that's trying to install this. If they have any questions, please comment, like, and subscribe. And stay tuned for the next one. Thank you.